Well, call-ups from the IceHogs to the Blackhawks, they happen all the time, but the latest call-up is a very unique one.
Dogs making a 2-goal deficit, and they get another one off the draw and score!
The guy getting the call-up from Rockford is the man whose voice you just heard, IceHogs broadcaster Joseph Zakrzewski. He'll be doing play-by-play for the Blackhawks this weekend on WGN Radio when they play at New Jersey Friday night and at Pittsburgh Saturday night. Like any player who gets called up to the NHL for the first time, this is a dream come true for Zakrzewski.
That's been the dream since day one, Scott.
Zakrzewski's getting his big break because longtime Blackhawks TV play-by-play man Pat Foley is scaling back his schedule of games for his final year. When Foley sits out, as he will this weekend, Blackhawks radio voice John Weideman slides into Foley's seat on TV. So guest broadcasters are being brought in to fill Weideman's radio seat. Zakrzewski learned a few weeks ago he was one of the chosen fill-ins. The first thing he did was call his fiancee.
And I called her and I was like, hey, in a kind of a cheesy way, I was like, hey, just so you know, I'm getting called up to the NHL. Kind of a deal.
What Zakrzewski didn't know was which games or how many games he would be filling in for. He certainly didn't expect them to be right off the bat in week one. He just found out a few days ago.
Just like, oh boy.
Just like the players who get called up to the NHL, Zakrzewski has put in his time in the minors, working on his craft. He spent 6 seasons in the ECHL with the South Carolina Stingrays, then 2.5 seasons with the AHL's Ontario Reign. Then he joined the IceHogs in 2017.
People in this industry, you work so hard to get these opportunities, and a lot of times it's just continuing to build those relationships with players, with coaches, with staff, and because you never know when that opportunity might arrive.
Zakrzewski will have an analyst beside him when he does the Blackhawks games. That person for this weekend is still to be determined. Right, how nervous are you going to be Friday night?
You know what? Like I'll be nervous because the lights are going to be brighter, the video board's going to be bigger, there's going to be a lot of bells and whistles that you don't get to see in a whole lot of places. But one bit of advice that actually Mr. Weideman gave me, he's like, at the end of the day, it's the same game that you saw how many times? It's the same sheet of ice, but at the end of the day, like, you can kind of drown all that other stuff out, and that's kind of the advice I'm taking to heart right now.
Zakrzewski doesn't know if he'll be doing more Blackhawks games than the 2 he'll do this weekend, and that's still to be determined. That's sports. We'll be right back.